It's the Gear Tester here, and welcome to Range Report 1 on the Glock 26 Gen 4. This is an excellent handgun, one I think you will not regret spending your hard-earned money on. I like Glocks, and I like the Gen 4 Glocks, even though I've had some problems with a Glock 19 Gen 4. I really have enjoyed shooting the Glock 26 Gen 4 over the last 8 or 9 months. You've seen it in some of my videos, even though I haven't actually pointed it out to you. I've shot it in some of my videos dealing with my Aimpoint Comp M4S. I've shot it with the 1022 takedown. You guys have seen it there on my hip, and it's kind of been a silent handgun. I have not pointed it out, mentioned it, or referenced it a lot. But I have been very impressed with the Glock 26. I purchased, my first Glock that I ever purchased was a Glock 27 Gen 3. And that was a good gun, chambered in 40. The Glock 26 is chambered in 9mm. And I was new to shooting. I hadn't done a lot of shooting, and was kind of unimpressed with the Glock 27, the 40 caliber version. They're the same exact size, just two different chamberings. I was not impressed with my accuracy with the 40 caliber subcompact Glock. I had a hard time dealing with the recoil, and I've since sold that gun a number of years ago. And I actually recently fired that same exact gun to my buddy, and I were back at the range, and I sold it to him. And I said, hey, let me shoot that thing. And I was really impressed with how well I did with that gun now. Now that I've shot more, now that I've spent more time with the Glock pistols, I was able to fire that 40 very well. Much better than I ever did previously. But I really like the 9mm cartridge. It's cheaper, it's more inexpensive to fire, which means you get a lot more shooting, and I enjoy shooting. I like the Gen 4 changes that they made. I like the better stippling. I like the extended or larger magazine release. I like the thinner grip. Those are things that I think make me shoot this particular gun better than the Gen 3s. I like what they do here on the 26. I like how they radius the end of the slide there as compared to the other Glocks where they just leave it square. I like that radius. They do that on their 34 and their 35, their larger guns. Those are kind of the extended barrels. But on the 19 and the 17 and the 40 versions of those, they don't do this. They also do this radiusing on the Glock 36, which is 45 ACP. I really like that. I think that makes a gun look a little classier, and it makes it a little less snaggy. It won't snag on things or bump things as easily. The Glock 26 has an overall length of 6.41 inches. So it's that 6.41 inches long. It is 4.17 inches. That's how high it is from the top of the slide to the bottom of the grip there. And it is a 1.18 inches thick. And that's a relatively thick handgun as compared to some of the micro guns that have come out more recently. Like the Ruger LCP is significantly thinner than this gun. But that thicker size allows the gun to weigh a little bit more, and that has benefits and it has negatives. I find that I shoot the Glock 26 much better than other subcompact guns that are thinner. I don't enjoy carrying it as much because it is thicker, but there's kind of a trade-off there. I find that I shoot my Glock 26 Gen 4 as well as I shoot my Glock 19. I've got a lot of rounds, and this is my second Glock 19. And I've had no problems with this gun. I had problems with my previous Glock 19 Gen 4. I've had no problems with this gun, but I find that I can shoot these guns just as well, just as accurately. And you actually saw me shooting the 26 with one hand when I was shooting there at the introduction of this video. You saw me do that, and I find that I shoot the Glock 26 very well, even one-handed. And that's because I've gotten used to shooting the Glocks more. One thing I do notice is that I maybe am just a couple milliseconds, it feels like to me, and this may not actually be the truth, but it feels to me that I come back for like follow-up shots and continued shooting on steel, that the 26 takes me a little more time than the 19. And that's simply because here of, I think it's because of ergonomics and because of physics. You got a lot more. You got an additional you know, half an inch there to hang on to on the 19, whereas you don't have that on the 26. But that means that this is a much easier gun to concealed carry. And I found that I was carrying the 19 some. And once I purchased the Glock 26 and started becoming more comfortable with shooting it, I found that I almost completely stopped carrying the 19 and really went to carrying the 26. This kind of became a range gun and a home defense gun, and the Glock 26 became a concealed carry gun. I really like the Glock 26. It is a good gun. It weighs in at 19.7 ounces unloaded, so about 20 ounces unloaded. It is a relatively compact gun. For me, I don't view this as a pocket pistol. It's just too thick. Can I put it in my pocket in a pinch? You better believe it. But it's not something I would do on a day-to-day basis. Some of you larger guys definitely could do that and will have no problem doing that. But it is a gun that I've carried considerably inside the waistband. Now, I've done that with the correct kind of clothing. I wouldn't tuck my shirt in and wear formal clothing and think that I'm going to get away with concealing this somehow. That's just not my body shape and size. But if you're going to wear a sweatshirt and a pair of jeans, this is the kind of gun that you could conceal, and I feel better. You know, the magazines hold 10 rounds. You can back it up with the 19 round the Glock 19 magazines, 15 rounds, or the Glock 17 round magazine. Both of those, I find that I just like, though, the 10 round mags. They sit flush, nothing sticking out there, and they are very comfortable. I'm being aware that that's a loaded magazine in my pistol. Alright, when you purchase the Glock 26 Gen 4, you're going to get 3 10-round magazines. And I think that's great. You wouldn't have to go out and buy any more magazines. You'd already have those. I've found that my Glock 26 shoots every kind of ammo that I put in it. It is definitely a gun that I would recommend to you. If you liked this video, I've got lots of other range reports on excellent firearms that I have enjoyed shooting on rifles, shotguns, revolvers, and other semi-automatic handguns similar to the Glock 26 Gen 4. If you like this video, I would encourage you to go over my channel page, look at those. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see the Glock 26 Gen 4 range reports 2 and 3 that I'm working on. Thank you very much for your views and your subscriptions. This is the Gear Tester signing off.